Deep in the heart of Southeast Asia, where the jungles whisper secrets of the past, lies the ancient kingdom of the Khmer. For centuries their kings ruled over vast lands, building towering temples and carving their stories into stone. These stone-carved chronicles tell us of gods and kings, of wars and glory, of faith and power. Today we journey into the past, unraveling the tales etched into the walls of Angkor and beyond. Our story begins in the early 9th century when a great king named Jayavarman II declared himself the universal ruler of the Khmer people. He was not just a king, he was a Devarara, a god-king, blessed by the gods to rule. To mark his divine right, he built sacred temples where priests performed rituals to honor him and the gods. The stone inscriptions tell us that he united the scattered Khmer lands, bringing them under one rule. Though no grand temples from his time remain, his legacy lived on in the kings who followed. One of the greatest of these kings was Suryavarman II, who ruled in the 12th century. He was a warrior, a builder, and a man of deep faith. Under his rule, the Khmer Empire reached its golden age. His most famous creation was Angkor Wat, the largest religious monument in the world. The walls of this temple are covered in stone carvings, showing scenes from Hindu mythology, the great battles of the gods, the churning of the ocean of milk, and the heavens themselves. But Angkor Wat was more than just a temple. It was a symbol of the king's power and his devotion to the god Vishnu. The inscriptions tell us that Suryavarman II was like a god on earth, ruling with wisdom and strength. Yet not all was peaceful in the Khmer Empire. The stone chronicles speak of wars, wars against neighboring kingdoms, wars to expand the empire, and wars to defend it. One of the most famous battles was fought by King Jayavarman VII in the late 12th century. The empire had been weakened by years of conflict, and invaders from the kingdom of Champa attacked Angkor, burning and looting the city. But Jayavarman VII was not a man to accept defeat. He gathered his armies, drove out the invaders, and reclaimed his kingdom. Jayavarman VII was different from the kings before him. He was a follower of Buddhism, not Hinduism, and his rule brought great change to the empire. He built hospitals, rest houses for travelers, and grand new temples like the Bayon, with its famous stone faces watching over the kingdom. The inscriptions praise him as a compassionate ruler, one who cared for his people as much as he cared for power. Under his rule, the empire flourished once more. But the stone carvings do not only tell us of kings and gods. They also speak of everyday life in the Khmer. We learn of farmers tending their rice fields, of merchants trading goods, of dancers performing in the royal court. The inscriptions mention taxes paid in rice and cloth, laws that governed the land, and even the names of ordinary people who donated to the temples. These details give us a glimpse into a world long gone, where the lives of the people were tied to the will of their kings and the favor of the gods. As the centuries passed, the Khmer Empire began to fade. The stone chronicles grow fewer, their words harder to read. Wars, droughts, and changes in trade weakened the kingdom. The great temples were slowly swallowed by the jungle, forgotten by time. But the stories carved into the stone did not disappear. They waited patiently, hidden beneath vines and roots, until explorers and scholars uncovered them once more. Today, the stone-carved chronicles of the Khmer kings stand as a testament to a mighty civilization. They remind us of the power of faith, the rise and fall of empires, and the enduring legacy of those who came before us. When we look at the walls of Angkor Wat or the faces of the Bayon, we are not just seeing stone. We are hearing the voices of the past, whispering their stories to those who will listen. And so, the chronicles remain, waiting for the next traveler to discover their secrets. The jungle may reclaim the stones, but the legends of the Khmer kings will never fade. They are carved not just in rock, but in the memory of time itself.